Right, you heard there from the Indian captain Rohit Sharma just a short while ago speaking to the media. We also heard from the Pakistani captain Babar Azam. Hello and welcome to this special show coming to you live from Ground Zero. We're coming to you from the venue where the action will start in about little more than 24 hours from now. We'll have special programs coming to you for the next 24 hours, 48 hours, looking up to the game and even analyzing the game once it's done. Joining me, as always, the star off spinner of the Indian team, now also a member of Parliament in Harbhajan Singh. Harbhajan, thanks so much for joining us. Before I get into what Rohit Sharma has said and whatever Babar Azam has said, tell me this heat in Dubai. How did you guys ever manage to play in this heat? Standing here is so.
I don't know. I don't even remember. I used to play in this heat. Well, it is very hot, very hot condition, and actually I forgot about it. That I've done it for almost 20 odd years. But hats off to these guys. They're working out and they're doing what they need to do to prepare themselves for the game. And it's a big game tomorrow, and I hope the best team will be India tomorrow.
Okay, let's hope that does happen. As we're telling you, it's roughly around early evening here. Temperatures touching close to 40. All I can say is thank God that the games are happening under light. There are no games, and it's not a 50 over contest. It's a 20 over contest. So that'll get over very, very early. We're just looking at this, entire India versus Pakistan. Whenever we talk about this contest, the first thing that comes to your mind, or what people say, it's the battle, it's a war. But the last few days, the scenes have been completely different. The players have been meeting each other. I saw a lot of Indian and Pakistani fans turn up. Seems slightly more relaxed than previous times.
Well, I think during these practice sessions, you will always see Indian players or the Pakistani players, exchanging words because they speak the same language. Either Hindi or Punjabi. In our time, there were a lot of Punjabis in the Pakistani team, and in our team there were a lot of Punjabis. So we used to talk to each of us in Punjabi. So, these things happen here in the practice ground. But when we go there in the main ground, when the game begins, there are no friends, there are no friendship. The only thing comes to your mind is how you're going to win the game for your country. Simple as that. And expectations are such, on this game that if you win, you're expected to win. But if you lose not just a game, a lot of other stuff as well. So it's a big game. But it's good to see what players are doing, exchanging words here. But yes, I can tell you, tomorrow when the game starts, it will be a different scene altogether in the middle.
All right, you've seen a lot of camaraderie, a lot of bonhomie between the two teams so far. But as Harbhajan Singh points out, once the game gets going, you see a completely different tempo, completely different fever that is gripped by fans from across the border, both India and Pakistan. Let's build up this encounter. Remember the same place about 10-11 months ago, you had an India-Pakistan encounter. Pakistan came out trumps in that. However, if you take a larger look at how the two teams stack up, it's India that hold the upper hand. This is how the two teams are warming up for this big match. Alright, that's how the two teams stack up. Just letting you know that right behind me, at the moment, both the Indian and the Pakistani teams are practicing. This is an optional training session, so not too many Indian players have turned up. That's because I was speaking to a few players. They said, listen, last 3 days we've had so much of intense practice that maybe a day before the game it's okay to relax. And as we were talking with Harbhajan, it is really hot, so you need the players to rest a bit. Okay, let's now get into this particular encounter. These two teams, as I mentioned, played about 10-11 months ago. But what Rohit said in the press conference a short while ago is saying, okay, yes, we look at our losses, we analyze, we try to get better. But we also forget we've been playing a lot of cricket. How do you see the build-up to this particular T20 World Cup? India has, I think, played more than 20 since that loss, whereas Pakistan haven't played too many T20 games.
Well, I think, India have played a lot of games. There's no doubt about it. The more you play, better you're going to get. And India have given a lot of opportunities to the different players, youngsters that have come up, they have taken up the role and they have done well in various games. And whereas Pakistan have not played as much as they would have liked to. We were speaking to some of their ex-players as well. They didn't play as much as India is playing. But T20 is a format. Let me tell you, it's anybody's game. Anybody can beat anyone. So you can't really say that whoever starts well will go on to win the game. You have to make sure that first 6, 7 overs, if you get the grip, just keep the grip very tight. Whatever team, whether it's Pakistan or India or even Bangladesh, they can surprise any team. So this is the kind of format which gives opportunity to everyone, because few games are like that where skill doesn't matter. This is a kind of a power of a game. This is the power game. Sorry. So you have to make sure that first 6 overs with the ball, with the bat, go for attack. And India will be looking to do that. And listening to Rohit Sharma, yes, they have learned a lot from where they were, a few months back when they lost here. But this Indian team look quite a strong team, and I'm sure they're going to put up a good performance.
So one thing we don't know at the moment is how the pitch is going to play out. We don't even know whether there's going to be dew, because last time when these two teams played, dew played a major role.
I don't think there will be any dew.
Yeah, so that's great to hear.
It's too hot to get dew. Of course, if this tournament was happening after 2 months, 3 months, where the weather will start to cool down a bit, that probably the time when the dew comes. But I don't think due to dew there'll be any sort of problem for the bowling teams. Bowling second, there will be any sort of problem for them to whether spinners will come into the game or not. I think in these conditions are dry, new ball will probably not swing as much as we have seen in different parts of the world. But here it won't swing. But yes, you can be ready to get the ball reverse. Last 6 overs can be very deceptive, and your spinners can come in the game early, because with the newer ball, harder ball, if the seam is not happening, then you have to start with the spin. See if the wicket has something to offer for the spinners.
Well, that's very interesting what Harbhajan is pointing out, saying that in the conditions that you are on offer here, maybe the ball is not going to swing as much as we see in other parts of the world. What that takes me to is, now I'm just looking at the Indian bowling attack. You've got Bhuvneshwar, who's going to be leading this ball. He is predominantly a swing bowler, so he may not have the best conditions on offer. Ashdeep, we've seen also swing the ball really well. In that case, maybe, I don't know, a lot of people are underestimating Avish because he hasn't had a great run getting into this thing. But in these conditions where it's not going to swing very much, you may sometime need a genuinely quick bowler, hit the tech bowler, which Avish is. Maybe could be someone that you can.
Yeah, obviously, I think if the ball doesn't swing, then all you got to do is your line and length needs to be even more better than what you can expect from your bowler. Then I think it becomes even more important when conditions are not in favor of you. You have to, make those conditions into your game, that how you can be successful as a bowler. So someone like Bhuvneshwar, we know that he can swing the ball both ways, but these conditions probably will not allow him to swing the ball. But his line will become very, very critical. Length becomes very, very critical. You can't give room. So as a bowler, you just have to go out there and see what is there, in the stadium. If you find swing, great. If you don't, just put the length a little back and try to restrict the batsman to slow forward.
Okay, we're seeing different thought processes from both teams. India have got extra spinners. Pakistan have focused more on their fast bowlers. Of course, there are a couple of fast bowlers have now been injured. Bumrah injured for India. If you had to look at the two teams man to man in the bowling department, because at the end of the day, bowling is what wins you matches. Which is a stronger unit?
Oh, I think see, bowling wise, Bumrah is not there, Shami is not there. Obviously, two big guns. Imagine they are as big as Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma. If you talk about batting,
Yes.
imagine those two not playing in the game, what would happen? And the same goes with Bumrah and Shami not playing.
Yeah.
India is not probably the strongest bowling lineup, but yes, one good thing India have is good two spinners in the middle overs. Though people say that Pakistanis play spin really well, but someone like Yuzvendra Chahal, he's been a champion player, champion bowler, would win game on his own. So someone like him and Ravindra Jadeja would be very handy for Team India. So I think comparison wise, I think Pakistanis, they might be little ahead in terms of bowling. But overall, I think Team India have the edge. When it comes to batting is obviously solid. India is solid. But when it comes to bowling, India is slightly behind. But once you have 170 odd runs on the board, then you can always put pressure on the boys. And someone like Avesh Khan and the other guys, they've played a lot of IPL cricket and they've learned. And I'm I'm sure they will come good for Team India.
All right, interesting observation there by Harbhajan Singh, saying that slight edge in the bowling department is giving Pakistan plenty more to come with Harbhajan. But I tell you what, in the last 24 odd hours that we've been here in Dubai, the talk of the town has been none other than Virat Kohli. He's taken a 1 month long break. He's come back. All eyes were him when he was practicing yesterday. A lot of questions asked in the press conference as well. Now, Virat himself has come out and spoken about that 1 month long break. And this is where he gives you insight in where he is at the moment in his cricketing career. Okay, Virat Kohli, candid, you don't quite get to see Virat Kohli being so open about his cricket, his personal life, as he was in that interview with me. Someone who knows Virat very well is Harbhajan, who's right now enjoying a very fine tea because we've been making him work too hard since morning. So he needed a bit of chai. I said, why don't you bring the chai here, because he has plenty more shows to do after this. Talking about Virat Kohli, one thing that really stands out in the interview he's just given, he said, for the first time in my life, in 10 years, I have never not picked up a bat. He said, in this 1 month break, I did not even touch the bat. But does that tell you that clearly there was some cobwebs which he wanted to remove, and maybe for him the best way was just stay away from cricket?
Yeah, I think he's done a very good thing. Staying away from the game obviously will help him. And it's a very old kind of a remedies. A lot of people have used it, and they have been benefited from the same thing. When you are too much into the game, with the kind of nature we know Virat Kohli is all about.
Intense.
He is just about, once he's there in the middle, all he wants to do is just, showcase the talent what he have, and he just want to go out there and win each and every game for India. And he was just probably too deep into that. And lately his performance, his runs were not coming. He needed some time off. I'm glad that he took the time off, spent time with family and kids, and never thought about the game for those 30 odd days. He took rest, and once you come back fresh, all you need to do is just look to enjoy the game. Virat Kohli have got nothing to prove to anyone.
Yes.
He's a champion player, a legend. Even if he leave the game today, he's gonna remain a legend of this game. So he's got nothing to prove to anyone. So basically, I want to say that it's a good thing what he has done, and hopefully we'll see he starts scoring runs as well. He's very eager. He's always that kind of a person. You want to have a guy like him. When you're going on the field, that he will fight till the end. And yes, of course, I'm having a great thoughts and great vibes. When I met him even yesterday.
Yeah, I was just going to tell you, Harbhajan met Virat just yesterday. What was he telling you?
No, just he was always very warm towards me. We Punjabi, where we meet, we greet in our own ways. But he was saying that it was good that he sort of took the break from some international cricket, and his body needed it, his mind needed it, and more than anything, India needs him to come good.
Yes.
I'm sure everyone wants to see Virat Kohli scoring another 100, if not here in this tournament, but going forward, very soon we'll see him scoring a lot of runs. He's been a champion player, and I'm a huge fan as well. He was someone who made his debut when he was like no one. He was just 18, 19-year-old kid, came to the Indian side. He made a name, a big name, and now we are so proud of him.
All right, that was Harbhajan Singh recalling the time spent with Virat Kohli. As I mentioned, he met him also while we were with him just yesterday, and they were just casually chatting. But as Harbhajan said, that Indian cricket needs Virat Kohli. I'll just add on to that. I think world cricket needs Virat Kohli at the moment, because we heard from Shadab yesterday, who's the vice captain of Pakistan. He said, listen, I hope that Virat Kohli gets 100. Of course, not against us, but I hope he gets 100 in the Asia Cup.
I hope against Pakistan.
That's true. So the big battle, India versus Pakistan, coming up. We'll have continuous live coverage on India today. This was a special program coming to you live from Dubai, where the encounter is going to happen tomorrow again before the game starts. 1 hour before the game starts, we'll be live on India today with special guests joining us. So see you then. For the moment, bye-bye from the entire team here in Dubai.